A very good morning from me here, Thuso Khumalo in Johannesburg. This is a very important place where we're coming from. We're coming to you from the Constitutional Court in South Africa, where a very important decision has been made that could shape the future of the president of this country. Here at the Constitutional Court in Johannesburg today, there was a judgment by the Constitutional Court in the matter where Parliament in 2020 set up a panel to investigate and come out with a recommendation if President Cyril Ramaphosa had any wrongdoing during a time when money was stolen from his farm and that was not reported to the police. It was a case that happened in 2020, and now finally the Constitutional Court made a judgment today. The judgment says the Parliament which voted against that report of the panel and setting it aside, that decision of the Parliament was wrong. The Parliament has now to reconsider that panel discussion which found that President Cyril Ramaphosa had violated some parts of the Constitution by ignoring, by not first reporting that money which was in his possession in the farm, and also by obviously not also taking that matter openly. And now what has just happened is that the decision, it means that Parliament has now to take back that report which found that President Cyril Ramaphosa had erred or had violated the Constitution, and consider it, send it to a panel and consider if there are any grounds to impeach President Cyril Ramaphosa. This is breaking news coming to you live from Johannesburg. Behind me here, what you see, which is disturbing my thinking, is the EFF. The EFF is the one that took this case to court, and President of the EFF, Malema, is on the podium to address his supporters after this ground-breaking development that's happening in South Africa. What it simply means is that it opens a path for Parliament to consider impeaching President Cyril Ramaphosa. I will take you right back there just to listen to President Malema of the EFF as he speaks, just to see how excited EFF is about this decision. But it's a decision that could see a change in terms of what is happening in this country, in terms of the future of President Cyril Ramaphosa. Now, we're going to be taking you there just to hear the EFF president speaking in terms of where to from here, what the party is going to do, what is expected from Parliament. But this opens the door for President Cyril Ramaphosa to be impeached, depending on what the Parliament concludes, or depending on what the Parliament does. For those that are joining us, we are coming to you live from the Constitutional Court of South Africa, where a judgment has been handed down here in terms of, most of you know it as the Phala Phala report. This is a case where about $600,000 was stolen from President Cyril Ramaphosa's farm. He said at the time that it was money that was used by a client to buy buffaloes, but the money was kept in the farm, in the sofas. That money was stolen. And when the news broke, Parliament set up a panel that investigated to find out if there was any wrongdoing on Ramaphosa's side. And that panel found that he violated some aspects of the Constitution by not reporting that money, by not reporting the crime itself, and of course, above all, that he was generating an income as a president while that was not disclosed. So this is the judgment that has happened today, and this judgment means Parliament has to reconsider that. Now we'll take you to the podium as Malema starts addressing his crowd now. Let's go ahead.
Manza, Zigwa, Zigwa. Down with Ramaphosa, down. Down with Ramaphosa, down. Manza. Thank you very much, Secretary General, DSG, Provincial Chair, Provincial Secretaries, and all leaders who are here. The ground forces of the EFF, you made it. You came here and said Phala Phala must be released. Today, Phala Phala is out, and the Constitutional Court has agreed with you that Ramaphosa must be subjected to impeachment in Parliament. But the panel report must be taken to impeachment process, that vote of the ANC was corrupt, it was unconstitutional, it is invalid, and therefore set aside. Like we told them on that day, you cannot vote to protect crime. You cannot vote to protect corruption, because every vote must be accompanied by rationality. Can this vote meet the rationality test? What was supposed to happen is that after the panel brought a report, we should have sent the report straight to impeachment, so that all the prima facie evidence that they say exists can be canvassed in a transparent manner, where South Africans will get to see the truth through an impeachment process. So impeachment process is like Matanga Commission, it's like ad hoc commission, where Cyril is going to be called and is going to be put on the seat there and is going to be asked, where did you get the dollars? How did you bring the dollars into South Africa? Why did you put them into the sofas? So I'm going to be in that committee, because we want to go and see the sofas where the money was there at Phala Phala. Because Phala Phala is a crime scene. We have to visit the crime scene to see what happened in that particular farm where crime was committed. We told them that for as long as the EFF is alive, Phala Phala will never die. And they never believed us. So when you are impeached, comrades, it's not a motion of no confidence. Once we conclude that you have undermined your oath of office, you have committed crime, then we go to Parliament to impeach you. Ours no, we impeach. We take away the salary. Because remember, President is paid for the rest of his life. So we remove you from the office, we take away the salary and all the benefits, including the blue lights. So le tlotla kana le ena Ramaphosa kwa taxi rank ka mabonale a tsamaya. So utlo ya vila taxi rank. Because even the status of a former president is taken away. He's no longer a former president. He's just Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa. He becomes an ordinary man. Then criminal investigation comes in. Cyril is going to go to prison. The same way Zuma went to prison. He's going to go to prison. Mark my way. I always tell you these things and they come to happen. So I'm telling you now, like I told you before, Phala Phala will never die. I'm telling you now, Ramaphosa is going to jail. There is no way Ramaphosa will not go to jail. Once the impeachment process opens up, the kind of shenanigans that are going to come out of that process, the amount of evidence that is going to come out of that impeachment process, there's no way Ramaphosa will not be arrested. Police must do their job and stop bringing money baggies here. I saw the provincial commissioner. Ari, Tamotarato Zikwa Hyde Parker. Look what Hyde Parker, look what you don't building. So Thierry Nyakang Imo Gauteng, provincial commissioner ya Gauteng, in a responsibility. Wopa Tsichar. Arresana president Rnaleskevekwa. Arresana president, we have a criminal. There is no criminal that must be treated with respect, because that criminal has undermined the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Today, for sure, all of you can see why they want me in prison. Because if I'm in prison, all of this will not be possible. They want to silence me. They want to silence you by silencing me, so that you never get to know the truth. At least I got the truth before I went to jail. At least I opened the eyes of South Africans before I went to jail. All of this worked against their plan because we as the EFF have got a giraffe view. We can see how the future looks like. Now is for Ramaphosa to use his conscience and resign as the president of South Africa and go and face the impeachment. We can't have a president that is doing the work. He can't concentrate on the president. He has to concentrate on impeachment. This goes again to the doorstep of the ANC. They must choose South Africa or they must choose Ramaphosa. The Constitutional Court was very clear. The prima facie exists, therefore it must go to the impeachment. Let's see that story of theirs of step aside. Whether that step aside has got eyes or not. Because facing impeachment is equal to standing in a box in a court of law and being charged, because you are only charged when there is prima facie. Now the panel said there is prima facie, meaning he is charged in parliament. He has to face the impeachment process. Let's see if the step aside process only applies to certain individuals and doesn't apply to Ramaphosa. We know that it took long for us to arrive here. The Chief Justice has apologized. We accept her apology and we accept a wonderful judgment of this Constitutional Court. So fighters, there are a lot of fighters who are still coming. We are not going home. We are going to dance here, celebrate here, and march all over Johannesburg to celebrate the victory of the EFF, the victory of the people of South Africa. Amanda! Amanda! Ongo makubi Siaya Siaya O makubi Siaya Siaya O mavese tubola Vesishaya Vesimopa O mavese tubola Vesishaya Vesimopa.
Here you have it for yourself from the leader of Economic Freedom Fighters, Julius Malema, breaking the news there to his supporters, saying the Constitutional Court has found that Parliament, by putting that report which found Ramaphosa to have violated the Constitution aside, was a wrong move. That step of Parliament voting against that panel report has been put aside. Now the court is in President Ramaphosa's side. Analysts are saying he has a number of options. He could just resign, or he could just step aside, or he could, because this decision cannot be challenged because it's coming from the Constitutional Court. If he wants to wait, he has to wait for parliamentary processes. A decision from the Constitutional Court cannot be challenged now. So it's up to President Cyril Ramaphosa now. All eyes are on him to decide in terms of what exactly is he going to do after this. But breaking news coming out of Johannesburg here at the Constitutional Court, where President Cyril Ramaphosa is possibly facing impeachment, and Parliament has to process everything and make consideration if he has to be impeached and when he has to be impeached. But Malema making it categorically clear that President Ramaphosa, technically, he's already facing an impeachment because that report said he might have violated some aspects of the Constitution, and of course, the Prevention of Corruption Act by not reporting that crime, Prevention of Crime Act, not corruption, by not reporting that. This is Thuso Khumalo coming to you live. We leave you watching President Malema as he dances with his group there.
So for skitchy, so for skitchy, Atlantic, kitchi, 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 kitchi. Kichi, Kichima. Sipram Konto Alliance. Sipram Konto Alliance. Winnie Mandela, Mandela. Winnie Mandela, Ubamawe. Winnie Mandela, Mandela. Winnie Mandela, Ubamawe. Wonke lawan, himagiti. Wonke lawan, himagiti. Selta tile, hilagiti. Selta tile, hilagiti. Shoot to kill, Yamazar. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa. Brr, pa, pa. The sing.